Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, everybody. I am not Nick Tockert. I am Joe Bachman, and I am stepping in for Nick today. I'd like to thank Brian K. Morris. I didn't realize he was going to do a show today. I just figured since I was still up, and I know Nick is not feeling well, I figured I would hop in and do a show. As Nick generally starts off with, to help him pay the bills, do not forget to check out all of his works on Amazon.com. You can get the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear. You can also find his Big Stompy Robots books there, and also through the Thinning Veil. And then he also just released a new one, a new tabletop tactics game called Melee, that he had been working on. And that is also available on Amazon. You can find him on Amazon either by searching for Nicholas Tockert or go to his independent creator directory page at indie-cd.org/about-Nick-Tockert. And there's a link for IndieCD. A few other things to go through and announce real quick. There is the Indie Creator Con in Fowler, Indiana, February 24th, 2024, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. I don't know, haven't had a chance to talk to Nick. I have been working midnights, folks. And right now, I just happened to notice this one. Fueled by Spite. That is basically what I am running off of anymore after a month of midnights. So, I'm not sure who all signed up. I know I will be there. Of course, my wife, Trelena Bachman, Nick and Amanda will be there. I'm hoping that we get a lot of great creators there and that it ends up being a great time for everybody. Also, you can support Nick by sending him money at paypal.me/Nicholas Tockert. With that, I'll talk about my accountability real quick. We do have some new members for indiecd.org. I have sent out the emails. I'm just waiting for responses back so I can get their profiles set up. Once I am off midnights, Behind the Code and The Burning is Love will be coming back. Behind the Code is probably going to be more focused on the indiecd.org updates for now, until I can get back into a groove of actual coding. And The Burning is Love, I'll be switching gears here soon. to create stuff for the Indie Creator Con. I haven't quite decided what I want to do yet. I'm thinking about doing some more of the plaques, some more of the well, I have examples here. So some more of these style plaques, some more of the cutting board, decorative cutting board type things. So we'll just see basically how much time I have. I'm hoping these midnights are actually wrapped up around Christmas, which, according to the contractor, it will be. But I am also not going to hold my breath on that. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into the comments. And we do have our usual suspects here. Carl was first through the door. I'm not counting my comment as first through the door, so Carl's first through the door. Good morning, watching BKM right now. Be over at 9. Yes. Again, I want to thank Brian K. Morris. Like I said, if I had known that he was going to do a show for Nick, I wouldn't have even set this up. I know I filled in for Nick a few times on this show, and I've also filled in on Historical Fencing Guild on a very rare occasion. And like I said, since I was awake, I haven't really been going to sleep until about 10 or 11 o'clock anyway. I figured since I was up, I'd go ahead and run a show. And we have Aunt Donna here this morning. Good morning, Donna. I hope your day is going well. And she said that's a nice drawing. Yes, I did use a drawing of Nick's for the background of the show. It's one that's actually on the front page of indiecd.org also. It's a picture of a dragon with Donna there smoking a cigar. That actually, it turned out to be a great piece. I love that piece. That's one of the reasons why it's the main, one of the main pictures that's up on IndieCD. So, we have good morning, Dawn. Hope your day is going well also. I saw you over on Brian's show. For those who don't know, Brian K. Morris does a show, I think generally on Mondays. It's called No Warning. You really don't get a warning generally. So, but that show starts at 8 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to check out Brian's channel, subscribe to his channel, subscribe to this channel, and meet a bunch of great creatives and other folks that, a whole slew of different people. You got comic creators, artists, authors. It's just a great group of folks. And a lot of those folks also come over to this show. So, but definitely check out Brian's show. Love to support him any way we can. Brian, for those, if this is your first time watching this show, Brian K. Morris was the original host of Nevermind the Furthermore. A little over a year ago, year and a half ago, maybe now, he handed the reins over to Nick Tockert. And I just happen to have the keys to the back door and fill in from time to time. So, Carl says it's a weird day. Everyone got mixed info. It's all good. Yeah. Like I said, I appreciate BKM doing that. I know Nick does. So, just hoping Nick has gets healthy again quickly. So, Carl says now BKM can go off and write a sequel to Mad Gasser Cheater like he's always wanted to. Now, is he wanting to write a sequel to the Mad Gasser Cheerleader Returns? Or is he wanting to try and write something that kind of fills that, what is it, about 30-year gap, I think, between the two stories? Correct me if I'm wrong there, Carl. If you haven't read the Mad Gasser Cheerleader or the Mad Gasser Cheerleader Returns, I highly recommend both books. They're both great. I do need to go on and leave reviews for those books still. But you can find links to those either by going to lulu.com and searching for Mad Gasser Cheerleader, or going to Carl's page on the Independent Creator Directory at ndcd.org. Slash about hyphen Carl hyphen Witzman, and links to all of his books are on there, including his Munsey book and a book for a program called Audacity, which has been a great help to me with when I was doing the podcasts. It really helped me to kind of understand some of the functions in Audacity. So, Don says it's awesome to see everyone stepping up to help Nick do the show. Gives me that warm, happy feeling inside. Yes, Nick tries to do so much for all of the creatives, and I just realized I am sitting to where the comments are like blocking half my face, so I guess I kind of have to sit up and a little more proper. But no, Nick does a lot for us, especially with promoting us, and you know, I'm just as guilty as most people. I need to do a better job of promoting myself, which isn't just in the independent creator directory that I run, but the book that I have written, the book that my mother had written, uh, my 2 streams that I do, and Nick is one of the first people to generally, if he knows you're doing something, he gets it out there. He gets the word out. And Nick, we love you for that. And again, hope you're doing better today, brother. Carl says, "Are you sure that isn't heartburn, Dawn?" Hopefully I won't have heartburn later. I did have kind of a spicy breakfast this morning. Well, dinner, I guess, technically, since this is my nighttime. And Don says, yes, above all else, hoping Nick is okay. Yes, definitely hoping Nick is good to go. Donna, we have greetings, by the way. Hey, Don, Joe, and Witzman Dude. Please notice that's in alphabetical order. Very good, very good. Don says, nope, Gert has been behaving the past couple days. And Carl says, hope Nick is okay. And we have greetings from Dawn to Donna. Wow. Being tired and trying to go from Dawn to Donna, that's not going to work out today. Dawn, accountability, keep on keeping on. That sometimes is the best accountability to have. There's a lot of times we all have so much on our plates for stuff that we're trying to do and stuff that we need to get done that it becomes overwhelming. And sometimes your best accountability is to keep on keeping on. Carl says, accountability, working on spy novel again, great. Plus updating the Munsey book with all the questions that Dawn has asked me. Sometimes having a new person come into something like that, it gives a fresh pair of eyes, and they'll see things that you didn't, or they'll have questions on stuff that you didn't have questions on, or you didn't realize was there. And we have the Woke Breakers here. Hail chat, hail Woke Breaker. I hope you're having a great morning. And we have greetings to Woke Breaker. I was chatting in the comments before the show as if I was just another person in in the audience today, and not the one actually running it. Woke Breaker says, how's everyone's morning so far? Morning's going good. Got everything ready for the show before it started, and the only thing I wasn't able to set back up was my green screen. Because I ran out of time and realized I didn't have it up. For those who don't know, we do have a cat now. His name is Hobo, and I'm not sure how he would react to the green screen being up. He doesn't claw that much, but I need to find a safer place to put it, or actually just take it down after any show I do. I just haven't set it back up since we've gotten them, so that might be something I test out once my midnights are done. And we have greetings to Woke from Donna. And Woke Breaker is at work. Yeah, normally I would be at work at this time, but I will be back at work at about 8 p.m. tonight. So anybody traveling westbound on 8090, pardon me, anybody traveling westbound on 8094 through Northwest Indiana, more specifically between mile markers 3 and the Illinois state line, be sure to honk your horn and wave, because I will be out there. So, and Woke Speaker says, ready for Tockert time? Well, it is normally Tockert time. Right now it's Bachman time. But we will hopefully have our regularly scheduled host back here on Wednesday. And we have greetings to Woke from Carl. And Woke Breaker says, only 3 likes so far. Yes, folks, please be sure to like the show, share the show. It's a great show that Nick does every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So be sure to like, share, subscribe, and help Nick beat that algorithm. And Woke is greeting Donna and Carl. Carl says, wait, what is that shining thing in the sky? Haven't seen that for days. Yes, the sun is out today. Once the show is done, I may actually step outside just to see what the bright yellow hurdy thing in the sky looks like. Being on midnights, I haven't seen it, and even on my days off, it's been so cloudy out that still haven't seen it. So I might actually go out and bask in the glow of the sun, even though I don't think it's that warm out right now. And Woke says it's good for you, has vitamins for you, helps cast out darkness. At least that's what I've been told. It does cast out the darkness. Does help with, I believe, vitamin D. Yeah, I believe vitamin D. But yeah, it's something that us night walkers on midnights, especially this time of year, don't really get to see. So, and actually, I've been quite happy not seeing it in the mornings because I'm working on the westbound side and traveling back eastbound. It's just, you're heading home early in the morning, you're tired from a long night of work, and then having that blazing sun just right there, to where no matter if you have sunglasses, Lord knows the little sun visor is not going to come down and protect you from that. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I'm getting off just early enough to where it hasn't risen yet. So with that, we're about 15 minutes in, or 18 minutes into the show. We're going to take a short commercial break here, and I'm not going to play the normal first advertisement for Indie CD, mainly because it drives me nuts hearing my own voice, but we are going to play one real quick for Joe D. McPhee.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Yes, definitely go check out From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher here on YouTube. Joe D. McPhee does a great show on Saturday nights, and he is also, I believe he's still hosting Comic Book Spectrum on there on Thursday nights. Be sure to check out both those shows. They're both great. A lot of great comics talk on both shows, so go and check him out. Getting back into the comments here, we got Josh Kemp here this morning. Good morning, Josh. Hopefully that severe weather didn't affect you too much down there. I know the southern part of the U.S. Has gotten some severe weather lately. Prayers to those, especially in Nashville. I heard Nashville got hit, or at least one of the suburbs did. So hopefully those storms, didn't affect you too badly. Donna says, time to like and share, folks. Yes, it is. And if you haven't done so, please do. And we have greetings to Josh from Carl. And Kelly Carlisle's here. Good morning, Kelly. I hope you're doing good this morning. Check out Kelly's book. See if I can find. I'm not used to Nick's layout. Here it is. There it goes. From the Paranormal Case Files of Bishop Kincaid, the Rembrandt Stratagem. Check this book out. You can find a link to it on Kelly's page on indecd.org. And find my comments here. There we go. I do believe there is a second book coming out soon, Kelly, if I remember correctly, and you also have an anthology coming out. So be sure to talk about that in the chat. Let people know what's coming out, and if you have an estimated time of when it will be released. I know the Zon has been giving you issues, so hopefully I know I've seen a few posts from you saying that you found other places that you could publish through. So, and we have more greetings. Greetings. And greetings. And more greetings. Is that okay, that is a little red bird. Okay. Cutting board paddle. So that one was a cutting board. And then I do have one that looks more like a paddle, but we'll just go ahead and throw this up now. Wouldn't be a show if I didn't have to pull up that little image. But yeah, I do have one that's kind of a, how'd someone describe it the other day? Kind of like it'd almost be like a breadboard with how thin it is. That I've done some designs on also, and actually I have one that I need to finish that I haven't had a chance to actually finish burning yet. So again, my accountability list is getting longer the longer I am on midnights. And never mind. Not okay. Not sure which comment that was going to, but probably the cutting board or paddle. Carl's laughing. And we have a greetings to Dawn from Kelly. How was your weekend? Not bad. A bit odd, Dawn says. Odd isn't necessarily bad. And we have Kelly greeting woke. And I hope nothing is bad yet. Hopefully, the bit odd is not a bad bit odd for the weekend. Yeah, Nick is okay. He's at home. Just came down with some kind of bug, which this time of year, I mean, that happens more often than any of us really would like. But no, he is. I talked to Amanda last night when I saw his post about not doing a show today. I hadn't seen a post about BKM doing it, which is why I set up this one. Again, sorry, Brian. But he is doing okay, so hopefully he'll be recovered and be back on Wednesday. So, Carl says, thanks for the good words on Mad Gas Cheerleader Joe. Yeah, I want people to fill in the missing years, lots of possible locations, etc. More little booklets to publish and put on my table. That's not a bad idea. That's not bad at all. Proper, Joey, when did that happen? Yeah, I try to be a little more proper for this show. This is Nick's show, so I try to treat it with the respect that it deserves. And I actually love jumping in on this show, and helping out and hosting it, and even on the days that I just hop into the background and mess with Nick, it makes for a fun show. So, but yeah, I do need to sit up. Maybe I just need to have the chair. Maybe I need to raise the chair. Oh, I know what it is. The back is still a little reclined back from gaming. So, yeah, but yeah, proper. Yes, try to be proper at all times. Don says Kelly, not bad, and spicy include a sweet drizzle. Technically, yes, because I had the side of pancakes instead of toast, so there was syrup. Kelly says I haven't had a chance to chat with you lately with all my projects. Always thinking about you. You're super awesome. Yeah, I don't know if you're talking to me or Dawn on that one, but anytime you want to message me, feel free to send me a message on Facebook. Right now, if it's during the day between about the hours of 10 a.m. and 5 to 6 p.m., I probably will not answer right away. But here's to hoping to being Daywalker here again soon. So, Dawn says, Dawn to Donna, not the green room. Exactly. Glad I can be a Munsey muse. Yes. I need to actually. I downloaded Munsey once before. I need to download it again and actually play with it more. And then buy Carl's book so I can actually figure out how to do it, or some of the best tips and tricks from someone who's been playing Munsey for quite some time. But I figure I know there's a few Munseys to collect along 8094, so I should be able to get a hold of those. Especially being that I'm, literally sitting on the side of the road. Carl says there was a gal in Florida who used to ask me a bunch of Munsey questions, and they ended up in the book. Now she's surpassed me, so I don't talk to her. Oh, Carl. What is I know there's like a global ranking, and I know you and Donna are actually fairly high up in the ranking. But what is your current ranking on there? So let us know. And Don says you brought it up. Where is this hobo you speak of? Hobo. So my wife was on vacation last week with a friend of ours. She was out on a cruise. And when she got home about 1 a.m. last night, the cat was no longer mine. He went back to being a mama's boy. and proceeded to sleep on the bed with her the entire night while I've been up. And even when I came home from going out to get breakfast, he greeted me at the door and then promptly turned around, walked back into the bedroom, hopped up onto the bed, and laid down next to Trelena. So, yeah. You probably won't see Hobo on camera again until the wife is either on Stupid O'Clock, Last Man Standing, or The Green Room. And let's see. We have Donna saying, Dawn, there have been several guys who've exchanged us. Yeah, I'm blaming mine on the fact that I do have a slight speech impediment still. And also on the fact that, it is now 9:30 in the morning. Well, at the time it was closer to, 9:15, 9:05, whatever. Yeah, I'm coming up on bedtime. And there we go. Now that eye's a little more open. Just realized my right eye was about half shut. Dawn says, haha, Donna. And I'm superstitious. I don't like until the show is actually live. Yep. That is a good rule to go by. And I do wonder if that actually helps the algorithm more. That way it's not just looking at it as like a flyby liking. Flyby liking? Yeah, that works. A drive-by liking. So Dawn says Kelly is one busy lady. Yes, she is. She has a ton of stuff coming out here. And Wokebrick says, round of applause for Mr. Joe keeping the show alive. The show would be alive either way. I know I keep apologizing to Brian. Like I said, had I known he was going to do a show, I wouldn't have even set this up. I've just been so used to being the, kind of fill in when needed that I didn't even think about it. I just, went, oh, I'm going to be awake. I'll set it up. So, and Kelly says, yes, Nick, the Rembrandt, yes, Nick. The Rembrandt Stratagem Edition 2 Volume 1 will be out for certain last week of January. Bishop Kincaid, Werewolves of London, undergoing rewrites and slated for April 2024. Atomic Stories is slated for March 2024 as well. Awesome. You've got a lot of stuff coming out. So that's, 3 books coming out, all within pretty much a few months of each other. Looking forward to seeing those. Looking forward to adding those to your page on indiecd.org. When you have a chance, if you do have covers for those, and you might have done this already, and I am so sorry if you did and I don't remember it, send me the book covers and the dates, the estimated release dates, and I will add those under the work in progress or coming soon section of your Indie CD page. And I think we might have done that for one of them already. I just don't remember. And then any kind of little like blurb about them, doesn't have to be anything lengthy, just a little blurb about what each one is going to be. If you send those over to me, I'll be more than happy to get those on there as soon as I can. And we have Chris Walker in the house. Good morning, Chris. Chris says, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate you filling in for Nick. It's my pleasure. I'm glad Nick does trust me to do this show. I just try to, hope that I can do it justice as he has. And we have greetings from Dawn to Chris, and Chris to Dawn, and Donna to Chris, and Carl to Chris, Chris to Donna, Chris to Carl, Chris to Carl. That's like trying to say Dawn to Donna. And we have Kelly saying good morning to Chris. Don says, just took a road trip with Carl. You learn a lot. Yeah, I would imagine taking the road trip with Carl and Donna out to HoloCon, you learned a lot about Muncie. You probably got it. I would assume there's a ton of Muncies, especially along the highways and stuff. So I mean, I could definitely see that. Carl says, I fell from the top 2,000 down to top 3,500. Oof. So winter sucks, yes. But I'm assuming that's a global ranking, which means that, since we're in wintertime, the people who were down in the 3,500 range were probably in their winter. So I'm guessing that might be kind of an area that kind of goes back and forth a little bit. That's my guess, at least. Chris says, good morning, Kelly. Looks like your 2023 is finishing up on a high note, and 2024 is looking to be a really good year for you. Yes, that it definitely does. Carl says, if you join Muncie, be sure to scan either Aunt Donna or my referral code in the book. I will do that, most definitely. And Woke has a question for us. What programs does everyone like to use when creating your promotional videos? I'm going to jump into Carl's comment first. Carl says, Woke, I use OBS, but it's got a big learning curve. Yeah, OBS definitely has a learning curve. The way I've actually created mine that you guys have seen here on Nick's show, I actually just do it here in StreamYard. StreamYard has a lovely recording studio, and you can actually edit somewhat in it. It'd probably be best to go through, do it, download the whole video, and put it into another editor. I don't have any other editing software really, though, so I tend to go through and I'll start talking and eventually get tongue-tied, and I'll have to stop and start over. And the video that Nick normally plays for you guys for indcd.org actually took me probably about an hour and a half to do, because I'd get to a certain point and forget what I was going to say, or I'd stumble over a word, or some piece of technology just decided not to work right at that point. But StreamYard, to do a basic one, StreamYard is actually not a bad one to use. And again, like I said, it does have some editing function. So what I tend to do, I keep a mental note of each time I restart. I try to, because I don't know if you've ever seen the back end of StreamYard. When you're live on a show, it has a live counter, for how long you've been live. The same thing is in the recording studios. Once you start to record, it gives you that same counter. It just says recording instead of live. So what I tend to do is, if I stumble on a word or something, or I go to say the next part and I open my mouth and my brain just goes, nope. I'll stop, recompose myself, and round it. I'll either start at the 30-second mark of that minute, or I'll wait until the top of the next minute. That way, when I go back to edit stuff, or to edit, to trim out what I'm not wanting, I know, okay, I started this at 39 minutes and 30 seconds. Just, stuff like that. But again, like I said, it's a very basic editor in here. It just allows you to clip and trim off stuff. I imagine there would be something better to use on PC or Mac, but as much of a tech geek as I am, that is one of the things I really don't know a whole lot about. So Don says, can we call Joey Ed? Call me whatever you want, just don't call me late for dinner. Joe, my bad. It's okay, Kelly. It's hard to get out of the routine when there's a normal host every single episode, and it's normally just me lurking in the background where no one else can see me, except for when I do my little pop-ups of and then go back into the background again. And Carl says, I think you can use StreamYard in recording mode to do a promo video, but that also involves some learning. Yep. And anything you bring up on the screen while you're recording will get recorded. So just like the little, and I don't know why I'm moving my mouse to point at it like you can actually see this, but down at the bottom of the screen where the ticker is, if that's running as it's recording, that's going to show up in the recording. Any little graphics you have, anything like that, it's going to show up. So, and let's see. Carl says, okay, who put a quarter in our cat? He's being spicy and hyper this morning. So did he have his 3 a.m. zoomies? Because if not, well, you might have to have your cat's clock recalibrated to the correct time zone. We are 40 minutes in. Wow, we're 40 minutes in already. I've been rambling on that long. That is another thing I love about this show. The time just flies. And it's always great conversation, too. So let's run a quick ad. Actually, we're going to run 2 ads here. One for Carl and one for Donna. And we're going to start off with the ad for Donna.
Hey there, everyone. This is Donna Carlene. Want some romance mixed in with a dead body or more? Then you enjoy my Hunter's Ridge series. Set in a small town in Alabama, it's the story of Northern Rider computer tech Carly Simone and the love of her life, Captain B.J. Martin of the Hunter's Ridge PD. But life in a small town is not all roses and beer, as Carly's expertise in true-life crime-telling makes her the Hunter's Ridge murder expert. And then there's nowhere to go dancing except to Dixie with his country music. But Rocker Carly can adjust, can't she?
And again, you can find links to Carl and Donna's books on indiecd.org, or you can go to lulu.com and look them up there. The books are very reasonably priced, folks. And with Christmas time coming up, what a better gift to get someone than for something for them to read. Getting back into our comments here, Carl says, yeah, Australians are into Munsey. My book does better down under than here. That's good, though. That's good that the book, is getting recognized internationally. And, doing a guide on I guess it would be considered kind of a game. Doing a guide to something like that is played around the world, that's actually a really good thing to do. So, pardon me. I've got to stop drinking this carbonated water as I'm trying to do this show. Dawn says, poor Calvi just being himself. And Carl says, oh, the darn cat had a good nap earlier, so he's wacko now. Yeah, cat naps will do that. Cat naps do that for me, too. So, Dawn says, Buddy and Georgette are being extra goofy today. Hobo, so this last week with the wife being gone, Hobo has really found his voice, which is great. I love hearing a cat meow to begin with, but something about the Siamese meow, they're just hits differently, especially when he just sits there. And he'll sit there with me being on nights. When my alarm goes off at 5 p.m., if I don't get up and out of the bed by about 5:30, he will sit in the door and start meowing at me. And eventually I'll start meowing back. And I'll sit up and I'll look at him, and he'll just look at me and go, meow, and then turn and walk away. So, Carl says I blame the sun. And Carl says, oh, Microsoft's new Clip Champ is pretty easy. Would help with basic videos. I am going to have to look into that. Thank you for that tip. Actually, we're going to just pull that up here on the other screen real quick, just to have up for when this is done here in about 12 and a half minutes. Don Ed McMahon, yes. Sorry. Normally I would get that reference, Don. I blame that on the lack of caffeine this morning. Woke says, yeah, you used to use OBS for streaming. OBS for streaming isn't bad. I've used that for Twitch in the past. I was actually thinking about streaming to Twitch at night. I get one night off a week right now. Normally I'm gaming or trying to do some other stuff. But I was thinking about using StreamYard to do that, but Donna says that Sony needs to be done with some good music. I do love your ad, Donna. I love everybody's ads except for my own. I can't stand mine for whatever reason, which is one of the reasons why I keep doing it. I'll get it done. I'll be happy with it. I'll hear Nick play it like 3 times, and I'll go, and I'm done with that. I need to, try and do something else now. Wilkberger says just use StreamYard now. Yep. Carl says, oh, cool. I used OBS for both these ads, but we need to re-record Donna's voice on there. Yeah. The ad, that part comes in a little low. But otherwise, it really is a good ad. Wilk says, I used to use Magix programs along with other random software. I've heard of the Magix programs. I never looked into those. I like looking at humblebundle.com a lot for software and stuff. And for those who are unfamiliar with Humble Bundle, actually here, let's do this real quick. Humble Bundle generally has some software on there for editing. They have stuff for like doing stuff with Unity, making games and stuff. They have the Vegas Pro Creative Frontier bundle that looks like it has several different things for music and videos. It's just kind of a neat place. Most of the money goes to charity. You can actually set how much of it goes to charity, how much goes to the developer, how much goes to Humble Bundle, which now there is a minimum that goes to Humble Bundle, which rightly so, it helps helps pay their bills. But these change out quite regularly. You can see this one, the Ultimate Game Development Bundle, has like 3 hours left on it. But they also have a games bundle, which is a lot of indie games. And then they also have a books bundle that has, they have stuff for programming languages. They have Mike Mignola's Hellboy by Dark Horse. Stuff for Pathfinder, the Cthulhu case books of Sherlock Holmes. Just it's a lot of neat little stuff on here that it's I go in just to look at it, and I generally end up buying something at least once every other month. Whether or not I use it or not is another story. Actually, I could go through my account on there, and I probably have like 100 things I've never actually even activated from there. So, but the money goes to good causes. So, Kelly says, "Have a great day, everyone. I've got to go over submissions and another day of work." Yep, not a problem, Kelly. I know you've got some last minute submissions for the Atomic Stories. Good luck with getting those done and ready, and I look forward to seeing that come out early next year. And we have Carl saying bye to Kelly. Donna says, "Bright light bursts in Aunt Donna's office. Best Frankenstein monster voice. Ugh, light bad." Yeah, it's kind of the way I'm feeling right now with light. And we have Dawn saying bye to Kelly. Dawn says, "Light good, especially the dawn's early light." Yeah, not the green room, not last man standing, not stupid o'clock, not behind the code, not the burning is love. And Woke says, "Nice ad." Yep, those are two great ads. Don says, "Joe, a lot of people are their own worst critic." This is true. I just I am my own worst critic on a lot of things. So Donna says, "Donna's voice wouldn't be so low if it weren't for that loud and nasty music." Did I okay that? I actually think I like the music with that. Especially for where it's kind of set. So that's just my personal opinion. But Carl says, "Thank you all. Used OBS for Nick's intro too, but I don't like my own voice either." I love Nick's intro on this show. One of these days I need to do a longer intro for Behind the Code and The Burning is Love. That way it gives people time to get into the show rather than the 45 seconds I basically give between the 30-second countdown default timer that StreamYard provides and the little mini intro with sound, with a little bit of sound that I do. Woke says, I hate listening to my own voice too. That seems to be a common theme here. We got just over 5 minutes left in the show. We're going to wrap this up soon. One, because I need to get to bed. Two, because Indie Comics Network's show is going to be starting up with Nita and Daphne here in a little bit. But let's get through these comments here. Donna, Dawn says, I hate mine as well. Donna says, need a throat need a cough drop there, Witzman dude? Yeah, I'm not even going to try that. Why would I try that? I can't do Dawn to Donna, Donna to Dawn, Carl to Chris, Chris to Carl. No. Carl was, I tried to do the worst opening video for BKM to force him to do his own. Well, that backfired. Yeah, everybody seems to love BKM's opening too. Oh. None says, but the title is incorrect, so he should update it. Carl says, well, it's about time to feed the feline masters. Everyone have a great day. Yes. Have a great day, Carl. We have everyone saying bye to Carl. Chris, you have a great Monday as well, bud. Look forward to seeing you later this week. Woke says, I like making my own music for them. I can't do music either. I've used a few free, publicly free sounds for my intros. One is for Behind the Code. It's just the old dial-up internet sound. And then The Burning is Love is two different sounds. It's like a fire, and I think it's technically like a laser sound for the other one, but it sounds more whooshy, if that's a word. Whooshy is a word. We'll go with that. Don says, good night, Joe. Thanks for rising the tide. Not a problem. Glad I was able to do this. Gee, am I the only one who likes to hear the lovely tones of my own voice? No, I love to hear your voice too. I think it just needs to be reversed. The tone of the music needs to come from here down to here, and your voice, audio needs to be brought up to here. And Woke says, see you folks, and be sure to go check out the Woke Breaker on his YouTube channel. And Don says, if needing music, Dan Hollifield has some nice tunes. Yes, he does. Dan does actually have an album on bandcamp.com that has intro and outro tunes for shows. There are a couple that are already in use for like Stupid O'Clock and Last Man Standing. But Dan has a lot of great music. And if you go over to my YouTube channel, Independent Creator Directory, and look at The Burning is Love shows, I play his music in the background on all those shows. I've got 3 of his albums that I generally play from. Next payday, I'm probably going to buy his other albums and upload them, and just have some other, more music to listen to. And they're great albums. They're easy listening music. And depending on where I'm at in my show, depends on what I'm playing. Sometimes I'll start off with something a little softer and slower. Other times I'll, just hop straight into the, more energetic music. And then if I'm running low on time, I'll jump into even the even more energetic music to try and get it all wrapped up. Chris says, no, Donna, a number of people like the sound of your voice. Wokebeer says, all are welcome. If anyone ever wants to hop in open chat sometime, talk nerdy and promote yourself as well. Nice meeting new people. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Woke. I'm pretty sure I subscribed to your channel on both my accounts. If I'm ever awake during one of your streams, I'll be more than happy to hop in there. Donna says, no, Joe, I was referring to all the folks who don't like hearing their own voice. I gotcha. And Chris says, Dan Hallfield has much good music. Look it up. Yes, definitely look it up. Bandcamp.com, Dan Hallfield Studio D, or go to indecd.org/about-Dan-Hallfield, and you'll find links to all of his albums on there. And the great thing is, the one thing I do love about Bandcamp, and I don't know if this is something that's universal across all the creators or if the creator has to allow this, you are able to play the tracks on their website and listen to the music first. That way you can kind of listen and see if it's something you're interested in buying. You also have the option of buying just that one track or buying the whole album. So if there's, if you listen through all of them and go, well, I really only like track 6, I don't want to pay for the whole album, you're able to buy just track 6. So, we have a greeting from Matthew. Good morning, Matthew. We're actually getting ready to wrap up the show right now. We're just over an hour. I know Nita and Daphne's show is starting right now on the Indie Comics Network, and I do have to get to bed. So we have Donna also greeting Matthew. With that, though, folks, I am going to call it here. We're just over the hour mark. Thank you all for showing up and supporting Nick's show. Again, this show is generally ran by Nicholas Tockert. And again, thank you to Brian K. Morris for being willing to do a show for Nick also. And like I said, I apologize. I didn't realize you were going to do one today, but if he is not better by Wednesday, by all means, please feel free to go ahead and, run a show for him. With that, be sure to support your various independent creators, whether they are authors, artists, comic creators. You can find them everywhere. You can find them here on YouTube. You can find them on Facebook. There are tons of groups, and you can also find them on the Independent Creator Directory at indecd.org. With that, folks, have a great day, and we will see you again on Wednesday.